Hello and welcome to Race Car Fabrication and Restoration. I'm Ronnie Humphrey. As always, I greatly appreciate you joining me today. Don't forget to hit that like button and that subscribe button. Well, on our last episode, we attempted a test drive on the 43 car, the first time the car's been driven in many years, and we discovered we have a brake issue to deal with. So that's what we're going to look at today. Let's try to see if we can get this thing rolling. So right along with us. Okay, in order to determine which master cylinder we're dealing with without having to take the windshield and the dash out and get upside down in the car, we're simply going to break one of the lines open here. And we're just going to let it drain out because we're not going to use that master cylinder anyway right now. I'm contemplating on tying the rear brakes and the front brakes simply with a T into the rear master cylinder. That'll give us four-wheel brakes. That'll be real simple to do. But just to identify right now, we're going to just take these lines loose and see which one loses the fluid. That'd be pretty simple, so let's get that done. Went in and pulled the caps off to get a little air in there to help. This driver's side is not bleeding anything yet, but the passenger side is. It's just going to take a little while. Yeah, we can see it's going there now. I need to get some on there to protect the frame, so it's going. As far as the calipers actually backed off, they roll good till you get to this point right there where all this rust is. You see all the rust. So after we run a little bit, that'll go away. But let's let it sit here and drip. Yeah, we got it going good now. So we'll see which one of these master cylinders is losing fluid. And we'll come back and check on here in a little bit. Okay, we're checking on our progress here. And you can see that it looks like the master cylinder on the left is the one that's going down. So we know what to do now. Okay, I got a little update for you. Now that we've identified which master cylinder is bad, I decided I'm gonna go ahead and bite the bullet and take everything apart. I don't trust that the rear master cylinder won't do the exact same thing. And even though the customer is not gonna drive this car, it's literally going into his private museum. It's gonna sit there. However, I wanna fix it right. So we're going to go through the process. I've already removed the cowl panels. I'm gonna show you now how we're gonna get this out. So stay tuned. Okay, now that we have the front front master cylinder identified, you take this support rod out here. I've already taken the nut off this side. Pull that out. That's your support rod. Then we're going to remove, there's a nut on top and the bottom. Unfortunately, I've got to remove the windshield and the dash. And that's just the only way to do it right. I hate we got to go through all this, and time's going to be short, but I'm hoping I can get all this taken apart here this afternoon. I can get our replacement master cylinders ordered and put them all back together. So we're taking a huge gamble here, but I really don't have any choice. So let's see if we can get her apart. Well, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but boy, you can see how dusty this car is. I I guarantee you that dash has not been out since this car was assembled the last time we went to race in Atlanta. I guarantee you. We'll get in here and clean all that up now as well. See, we got a couple of bolts. I may go and drop the pedal assembly out. I'm not sure. I'll probably drop the pedal assembly out so we get to the master cylinders, and it ain't gonna be that bad, but still don't want to do it. But we gotta get brakes on the car. So let's see if we can get this, get the brake pedals dropped down and go from there. Okay, here it is. How about them apples? Look at that. It's been leaking for a long time. So we'll go ahead and put both new master cylinders in it. We got this one out. We're gonna pull that one out now. I'll get it out. Then we will get these on the way. All right, golly. Gotta get the rod, push rod out of the bias bar block. And there it is. Still draining fluid. All right. And there they are. Just, garbage. So anyway, we're dealing with old cars. We've got a standard 1 inch on the rear, 7/8 on the front. So let's see if we can find some here. I got a buddy of mine that's got a speed shop here locally. I hope he's got a couple in stock. So let's give him a call and see what we can do. Okay, buddy of mine here locally had a couple of master cylinders in stock, and he had just what we needed. The only difference is these are Wildwoods versus the Tilton, and if you see, these are wider than what the Tiltons are. However, they're still going to work. I'm just going to take about a 1/4 inch off of that support there for the support rod. Once we cut it off, they'll go in there, and I think they're going to work fine. I need to bench bleed these real quick, get that done before we put the them in, and we'll do that, and we'll get that cut off, and we'll be in pretty good shape, hopefully. Okay, one thing that you may not be aware of, if you're a long-time mechanic, you'll know this. You want to bench bleed any new master cylinder you install. There's 2 ways of doing this, and I'm going to show you the way I prefer to do it. We got our fitting in, which, by the way, thank God I had a couple of fittings I had saved, but these Wildwood master cylinders have a pipe thread in them, and the Tiltons have a straight cut thread. You have to have a copper washer, crush washer. Thank goodness I had a couple of these straight fittings like this that were, as you can see it, that are pipe thread on one end. So thank goodness. I was going to go back to the parts store, but that's why you save everything. But anyway, we got that fitting here in the end, and I like attaching a hose to it. We're going to put a good bit of, about halfway in here, maybe a third of the way, whatever. And you put your hose in there, and you start hand pumping it until all the air bubbles are out. Just gently do it. And what you're doing, you're pre-bleeding the master cylinder. I'm still getting a little bit of air. All right, we are, and there we go. Okay, now, so what I'm going to do, plug this off. We'll do the other one as well, and then we'll go ahead and install them. We're going to have just a little bit of brake fluid in them, but it'll be pre-bled. It'll be a whole lot easier when they get ready to bleed the brakes. So just a little tip there for you. Okay, we got this capped off. We just use a regular AN cap. And now that'll be sealed up. till we get it on there, the car, then we'll put our brake line on it. So pretty simple. So let's see if we get it installed now. Well, I cannot tell you how tough this was, but we got her done. Trying to hold those nuts in place, the wildwood does not give you any space at all back there. And anyway, it's just, that's why I use the Tiltons. And it's just a lot, the way they're designed, just got a lot. Actually, you can put the whole Tiltons together, then put the reservoir on top of it. But anyway, got them all installed. Everything's cleaned up in here now. And I am ready to bleed the brakes. So if I can go inside, it's still kind of, my wife may already be in bed, but I'm gonna try to see if she can come out and help me bleed the brakes if she's still up. So that'll be our next step. Well, I've got some great news. The brakes on the 43 car are now bled, thanks to my wife, who reluctantly came in the shop from the house in her pajamas. That was the deal. She says, I'll come out and bleed the brakes, but you cannot video me. She jumped in the car, pajamas and all, took steering wheel off, done like she's done many times through the years, and helped me bleed the brakes. We got good pedal front and back now. Everything is good. And I greatly appreciate her coming out to do that. I work by myself a lot, and I have to have help. I got Buddy around here on Saturdays, but when I'm out here at night by myself, if I'm not traveling, I need help. Speaking of being by myself, I want to show you a little trick I did a while ago. There is minimal room in between the master cylinder and the firewall on this car. And I've shown you stuff through the years that I do to be able to make things work when you're by yourself. And, you know, we're just doing this on the side. We just play. This is not a business, so I don't have employees. But I want to show you what I did. You simply take a wrench like this and put some masking tape on it. And when you're by yourself and trying to hold a nut, this is a really, really good way to do this. So take a masking tape. You see this tape across the end, just tear off the edge. You put your nut in there. Look how strong that is. It'll actually support a bolt. And see, that is amazing how strong masking tape is. So when you're working by yourself, that's a little tip for you. Use masking tape to hold the nut in there. Had it not been for this wrench and this masking tape a while ago, I would have never got these master cylinders in by myself because I was trying to reach on each side of the firewall, and there's just no way to, but you could have get your fingers in there. So I was able to put the nut in here and hold it in place. And boy, it was, that was a fast forward portion of the video. I actually cut a lot of it out. It took me forever to get these nuts and bolts started. But anyway, enough of that. Appreciate you guys watching as always. Don't forget to hit that like button and that subscribe button. We continue to grow. Tell your friends and neighbors about the channel. And on the next episode, we'll get everything put back together, and we're going to test drive this thing. We'll see you later. Take care. God bless you.